Hello and welcome back to the Forge Alliance for Retard series with your host Nibolowski, bringing you some 4v4 action on Wonder. If we just dive straight into the action, calling this team up here Team 1 and this team down here Team 2. Let's meet the teams, meet the players, and see what is going on. Okay, so we meet the first guy on Team 1, just down here. We have Trollololol going Cybrin, and a nice light blue colour going Triple Land, and the usual mesh of economy that would be becoming expected. Not deciding he's going to go for his hydrocarbon too early. Yeah. Okay, so Trollololol taking a fairly standard route. At the very top here, playing the rear air position, is Diadact, or Diadact. I'm probably going to say Diadact because I am British, and that's probably the way I would say it, although it might be wrong. Diadact going Aeon, and a sort of like a cyan, sort of greeny bluish colour. Probably should learn colour spectrum, but I feel I'm too old for that now. Going Aeon, as I say, which is always the typical sort of play for a rear air player. At the front here, with his commander sort of going off into the distance, is a system failure. Decided to go first land and popping up his hydrocarbon. I can imagine the other rear air player is doing very much the same. Front guard player rather, for Team 2. Deciding that he's going to go for that reclaim. And over here in baby pink we have Momo Ishuya. I'm going to just call him Momo, and going UEF and deciding to open first land and the usual mesh of power generators and so forth. So at the bottom here we have, going for Team 2 in a faded orange colour, going Aeon is Italis. Deciding to go first land, and his commander looks like he's on his way to help that hydrocarbon and a few engineers perhaps on a reclaim mission. Playing their rear air position is Durage, somebody that has been mentioned in a previous cast, and he has decided to go Aeon rear air as well, pumping up the usual mesh of mass extractors going first land, and his very decorative use of power generators, extracting the hydrocarbon. And playing the flanking position as UEF is Bloodier. Bloodier, of course, probably one of the better known players in the Forge Alliance Forever community, being the highest ranked player in this game. Deciding he's going to go his customary purple, going UEF first land. And last but certainly not least is going in the front guard position for Team 2 is Owalis, going a Pontiff white colour, also deciding that he is going to go Seraphim, actually the only Seraphim player in the game, which might be brave, might be foolish, I'm not entirely sure. Deciding he's going to go first land and pump out a hydrocarbon akin to what System Failure has done. Okay, so if we bring it back up to usual speed, we have here in the middle the first fight. It looks as if System Failure is probably going to get the most of that on the radar in the middle. Unfortunately, that pretty much is the only decent reclaim in the centre. I mean, we do have a few other things like Titan Rex and so forth, but beyond that, it's not really like a Setton's game where you've got 3 destroyers just off the land bridge. Bring it back to proper speed, we can finally see some plays, and we do have some cheeky harassment down here. I'll bring it back down again. Out from Trollololol, true to his name, he has got a mole and a mantis already out, which I think has come down the side here and around. And if you keep that in the corner of your eye, I don't know how long that mantis is going to survive for, but he does look as if he's there to try and pick off a few engineers and extra mass extractors. Some good early harassment from Trollololol. Probably the only player so far having to have broken anywhere near the front lines, and that mantis still, with the assistance of his mole. Of course, if I focus on Trollololol, that mole you see with the radar coverage is able to tell Trollololol for his mantis where the threat is coming from, but sadly, given the fact that there are so many Aeon players, that mantis being outranged by an Aurora. And popped pretty quickly before it could do any more damage. I think Trollolol looking as if he's wanting to go for another sweep down the left-hand flank here, but I think Bladir is probably seen at this time and putting out a striker and a snoop, perhaps to stop him from doing so. Up here, it does look as if Momo's got himself into a fairly strong position, actually, deciding that he's going to put out quite a number of Tech 1 units. Got a number of factories, actually. He's managed to find himself, I think that's 7 factories pumping out Tech 1 units. It doesn't look as if his opposite has done the same. I'm not sure whether that's going to be to his detriment. System Failure also getting a stronghold in the position, looking for an assistance ping down here. It looks like Owalis has probably got him covered off, but that will let System Failure push up to the middle and sort of attack Owalis far sooner than he can return. We do have Ithalis' commander as well. I'm pretty sure I saw in the corner of my eye, if I just bring this down for a second, Ithalis' commander. Very annoying the way that my mouse works sometimes. He does have the gun upgrade on his commander. I thought I could see a rapid fire coming from him. And we do also have Trollolol's commander, so it is almost like a yin and yang effect at the moment between Team 1 and Team 2. Sort of Trollolol's commander coming down the left flank and Ithalis' commander pushing up on the right. System Failure and Owalis not really looking to get engaged at the moment, and of course the 2 rear air players just striving to get their air force up and running as quickly as they possibly can. A scout out there for Ithalis. And an encroachment. Actually, we've got sort of 2 battles happening at the moment, so we're going to go to split screen down here. If we focus on Trollolol and Momo and Ithalis at the top here, Ithalis stuck on an upgrade with Momo's commander applying pressure to him, but I'm not sure, despite the fact that he is on an upgrade, that's going to be too much of a problem. Trollolol's commander looking as if he has been caught out by, those are Owalis' units. And oh my goodness me, Ithalis' commander has been brought down quite significantly, and I think the gun upgrade has been put on Momo's commander as well, and Ithalis has been caught out right at the start of the game. I don't think he was quite expecting Momo's advance to be that bad, and it does look as if as well, as I said, a bit of a yin and yang here effect going on. Trollolol's commander getting caught out as well, being brought down to 800 health. Oh my god, this is going to be a trade-off for the left and the right flank on both teams. The 600 hit points, he's lingering at the moment on 31 health, 31 kills, sorry, 750 health. The System Failure bringing across enough units just about to save him, but that is a narrow escape for our Trollolol's commander, and Momo managing to stake first claim on a kill for Team 1. Now filtering his units down, perhaps wanting to claim this economy for himself. I'm probably going to say he's going to struggle to do so, given Owalis is probably more likely to get it. But Bladir's now pulling his forces over to cover off Trollolol's and a System Failures. The thing is, I'm not too sure whether Trollolol is wanting to bring his forces over that far, given his commander is still riding on a pretty low amount of health. We do have System Failures commander coming forward now as well, with Owalis' troops very effectively, it has to be said, covering off Momo's advance, System's advance, and Trollolol's advance. Owalis really coming together, covering off all air entry points. And a movement ping coming down on System Failures commander. But we do have in the mix here, we do have a few pillars, Jester coming in to try and cover off some of these Tech 1 units. System Failures dropping below the 10,000 hit point mark. Momo having pushed up as well. Commander's pretty much on the front line beside the rear airs at the moment. Bladir's commander as well, resting on a nice 23 hit points. Oh my goodness, and the gun upgrade as well from Owalis. Oh no, trollalol, that was not what you needed to be doing. That commander should not have come forward as quickly as it did. And Oalis and Blooddeer converged on him simultaneously, having brought his forces over here to help Momo. Very little defense, and that has left System Failure pretty exposed now on this flank. So pretty much an exchange in terms of placements on the map, with T2 staking back some control. Trollalol, I think the mistake probably was that he wanted to try and cover off any advancing forces with this commander, but I don't think he had realised Oalis had the gun upgrade, given that it really isn't actually his player. Oalis seeking the opportunity very, very well. And we do have System Failure's commander bravely isolated. It does look as if Blooddeer wanted to take advantage of the left flank collapsing, but it doesn't look like he's going to make much headway that way. But Oalis and Blooddeer's forces sort of surrounding System Failure's commander at the moment, and he only has, he's into yellow, and only has 10,000 health. We bring it back down to normal speed. Why I'm concentrating on this at the moment is those are all Tech 2 units, and despite the fact that he does have overcharge, is he able to cover that off? Where are his units in support? They've all been destroyed. System Failure now, and Oalis getting right back into the mix. Is he seeking blood for a second time? Oh my goodness, System Failure again. He's brought his commander forward way too far, and an overcharge has given Oalis a double kill early on. Oalis absolutely blitzing the front lines of Team 1, and amazingly seeing the opportunity that System had brought his commander too far forward with not enough support, given that Blooddeer had pretty much taken out all of his forces. And now, for the first time in the game, Team 1 are now on the back foot. We bring this back up to +2. Momo now is going to have to cover off this entire area. He's managed to quite successfully. If we have a look at his forces here, he has got a lovely proxy base down here with a few triads. He's got a radar system, a mesh of sort of anti-air and the usual Tech 1 units you'd expect. But Blooddeer at the moment, I think, has thought that his opportunity has come, and he is going straight for Deodact, who we've not seen a great deal from, it has to be said. He's producing Shockers, probably in retaliation for having lost his front guard player, maybe seeking that he wants to try and go for the snipe. The first Shocker coming out, I saw it as well earlier on, Jiraj mentioning that his air force has been decimated, which unfortunately I did miss. Maybe some more eagle-eyed viewers may have spotted that. And these pillars and a flapjack, a couple of flapjacks in there as well, looking to try and get rid of some mass extractors and some build capacity. Diadac's commander being brought over to deal with this threat. He's probably going to be able to do it quite easily. And my heart does go out to Momo, having been the only player on Team 1 to have killed a player on the opposite team. Is now having to cover off two of his teammates' demises with the swift commander push from Oalis. Obviously that Seraphim commander being a correct choice. And what we have in the mix down here, we do have a mesh of pillars being microed all over the place. Good grief, look at the move commands happening there. There's a lot of patrols going on. A mix of Tech 1 FAMs and Zuis coming up from Oalis, as well as the support, the Shocker coming in there, killing off a few of these Tech 2 units from Blooddeer. Blooddeer now setting up his proxy base, akin to what Momo did as well. Deciding that he's going to put up 4 land factories. He's got a nice bit of reclaim over here from Trollalol as well. And Momo stretched very thin. Oalis at the moment as well. He's put up some I'm just going to say mobile missile launchers. I'm not entirely sure why gas-powered games decided that they were going to name every Seraphim unit something completely impronounceable, but we got some mobile missile launchers harassing the forward base. Momo bringing his commander back, probably thinking it's only a matter of time until the missile launchers break his front base. He's sending his forces over here to get rid of these mass extractors. And the usual, I have to say, all credit to Momo, he has managed to stop the advance of both Oalis and Bladir. Bladir just sort of slowly filtering. I don't really know what's in these sort of engineers, a few flapjacks, the usual pillars that just keep on filtering forward. But I would imagine Bladir, despite the fact that he is not running the strongest economy in the game at the moment, I imagine he's probably been given the time to, yeah, he's got a Tech 3 land factory, which from what I can see he's producing some Tech 3 anti-air at the moment. And shockers at the moment as well, helping from oh goodness me, de-attacked. My apologies. Sort of looks as if the stalemate in the middle is what is keeping Team 2 at bay, with an arrangement of these parashields and pillars has managed to actually really very well keep Bladir, who is the highest ranked player in this game, at bay. And the constant harassment, so he got 4 kills on that shocker. Oalis now pushing his grand army forward as well. He does have a mesh of Zuis and Thams in there. I haven't seen really any sort of tech yet from Oalis, it has to be said. If we look at sort of scroll over his factories, he is finally producing some Ilshavas, but I would say compared to Bladir, it's well overdue. It's always very easy to criticise a player, I know. I could never play in one of these games myself, but in hindsight, having looked at the difference between Bladir and Oalis, Bladir probably having produced the tech just to keep Momo at bay. These missile launchers still harassing this forward base, so we bring it back up to +3. These shockers are amassing at the moment. That could be Team 1's ticket to levelling the playing field. If they could just try and take out either Oalis or Bladir, they would be able to bring forward these massive Tech 2 units that I don't know how Momo's managing to sustain, given he's having to cover off the entire sort of front of the Team 1's no man's land. And we got a Tech 2 PD now harassing the forces from Momo. But what I'd like to, there's a ping going down, I'd like to keep an eye on these shockers up here. I think this might very well be the ticket to Team 1 levelling the playing field. I go back up to +4 and just watching carefully. It certainly does look as if, in comparison, Girage doesn't really have much of an air force being produced. He's upgrading his mass extractors, but at the moment just producing spy planes and not really any assistance coming down on his Coronas. So it does look as if, at this moment in time, Diadact has the advantage. And if I bring it back down to speed, all those shockers, the shockers have been pinged again. And they are advancing, but where are the shockers going? Oh no, that is not what you want to be doing, Diadact. That is not the priority at all. And the Coronas from Girage are going to kill all of them. Oh my goodness, what a waste. Bladir saying that hurt. Oh, the sarcasm. And despite there is quite a number of Tech 2 shields in the mix, but it just wasn't enough shockers and they went for the wrong thing. And I feel Diadact saying, I keep forgetting sometimes air is stupid. You're quite right. but that was not where the target prioritization should have been. At the very least, he should have brought them, once they've gone through their run, back towards this area here. And Momo finishing off the proxy base that Bladir had built a short while ago with the 4 land factories. And as I keep mentioning, the yin and yang happening once again. We sort of have a twist of attack here, whereas Oalis is bringing his forces up. Momo at the moment is sort of bringing his forces down, but it does look as if Oalis has managed to push a little farther than Momo. With so many flapjacks and harassment units, Momo I don't think has got the same. He doesn't, there are just too many pillars in there, so he's having to just keep on moving them around to avoid the flapjack missile fire. Oalis also bringing together a small contingent of forces down here, probably looking for an opportunity to commit Momo's forces to killing Bladir's and then filtering them up. Yep, there we go, there's the move signal for them. A few Auroras from Diadact being brought down as well. Momo having repelled that massive force. Just absolutely, it staggers me how Momo is keeping Team 1 in this game, given the amount of land forces that have been thrown on him so far. He is hanging in there by a thread. We are seeing a few Harbingers as well coming out from Diadac, so the Tech 3 game has already been open. But I think Bladir has as well, and he's got a contingent of Percivals, and that is quite a number of Percivals. We have 12 in there. My apologies, 18, including the ones just filtering out from his base. And I'm going to call it now. I think that's going to be enough. I think with these Tech 2 units here, I don't really think Bladir is going to have to send his Percivals in there. I reckon he's just going to be sending them right up the middle. He's not going to need to engage Momo right at this moment in time. And that is exactly what he's doing at the moment. The Percival's just managing to tank so much. There's 12,000 hit points on a single one. In comparison to, say, when we zoom back in, we have a pillar at full health at just 1,500. It is nearly sort of 6 times the unit. And Oalis pushing up now as well to Momo's base. This does look like a pincer movement occurring. I'm not really sure why Bladir is being so cautious. Diadact calling Bladir out on how overpowered the Percivals are. And unfortunately, be it an Aeon player, the only thing he's really got to retaliate against Percivals are Harbingers, which is, unfortunately, unless you have numbers, not going to be enough to repel this invasion of his space. Momo deciding that he's going to protect himself from Oalis's incursion. Oalis does have some offers in the mix there, which are probably why he's had to bring all of his forces across. Oalis does have a second wave coming in as well in support. But he has this sneaky Tech 1 sort of units spam from over here, all the way from the bottom. And it does look as if these Percivals are going to roll over. There's not really any point defense or any defense of any kind in this base. And yeah, I can't really see. He's charging, Diadac's charging his commander into Percival fire. And I'm afraid that is game over for the rear air for Team 1. Poor Momo. He started the game so well. Unfortunately, his teammates couldn't replicate his success, and now he is quite literally being pincered with these Percivals coming in from the side. I'm still undecided in the difference between the original Forged Alliance and the new Forged Alliance Forever. The nuclear blast from a commander in the original did take out the majority of units that were attacking here. I'm not sure whether I like the fact that so many are able to survive now, but that does look as if Momo's commander is put at the front, hung out to dry, and Oalis, I think, probably going to get the last kill, and managing to kill poor Momo at 30 minutes into the game. And it is victory going to Team 2. Well played by all, but I have to say a special mention, but probably my man of the match there has to be Oalis, seeking out his 3 kills, the first 2 being very swift indeed. I thought I'd take the opportunity at the end of this replay. If you are subscribed to other casters, I'm sure pretty much all of them have uploaded a video in reference to Forged Alliance Forever. Unfortunately, it does look as if Forged Alliance Forever has gone down. As to whether or not that is a permanent thing, I'm not entirely sure. If you are, this is the first time you've heard about it, which I very much doubt, please go over to Brink of Insanity's or Guile's channels, and they will be able to offer an explanation as to what has happened with Forged Alliance Forever. But sadly, as it stands at the moment, it doesn't look as like there's anything that's going to happen. I'm sure there's things in motion behind the scenes to try and get it back up and running again. Yes, the reason I'm bringing this to a head is because, of course, with Forged Alliance Forever having gone down, this is going to be bad news for me and all fellow casters. So what I'm going to ask of you guys is, if you have any replays, whether they be the old Forged Alliance, the old Supreme Commander, or any lingering Forged Alliance Forever replays you thought, you know what, I don't know whether it's good enough to go up, either submit them inside of the comment box below, or alternatively pop them on the Forged Alliance Forever forums and keep the Forged Alliance Forever community rolling forward. That's it from me for today. Thank you again for all of your subscriptions, your views and your comments. I'm still finding not enough people are commenting on my videos, so I can only assume that they are absolutely superb. But if you have any feedback whatsoever, please leave a comment and a like, and I will see you next time.